Hi. Hello. Me again. This is my second time recording this, and I had better lighting, but now it's bad again. I look even paler than usual. So, hopefully the microphone is at a good distance, because in the last one it was way too close and it kept making this sound. I think it would probably do it. But I'm going to keep watching the little thing that I have that tells me if it's green or red. Red usually... Oh, it's red. Okay, so... let's get into the topic. I'm finishing up the Fritzl case of Elisabeth Fritzl, who was trapped, abducted, and by her own father, Yousef Fritzl, and kept in the basement for 24 years. Thank you to the commenter that brought up this point that I didn't quite address, because I didn't go into the background of the family members very much. Because, I don't know, I feel like the victim story is much more important, but I think it's important to go into the why and how of how it got so bad. But I don't think there's any way that this isn't just an awful act with no justification. I just think that it's good to look into the psychology of things, because I'm a psych major, and I like to analyze these types of things. So this is basically an analysis of the parents. And firstly, I would like to, I've already talked, so it's not firstly, but to the commenter who brought this up and made me realize I should probably talk about it, thank you very much, and I'm going to try to say your name for a proper shout out this time. So, shout out to Snovishvishvat. Tell me if I said that right, or how wrong it is. Sorry with my voice. Okay, so, in this case, we're going to begin with the father, Yousef Fritzl. Keeps going red. I hope I'm not too close or too far, and sorry for the eyesore there. But Yousef Fritzl grew up, had a hard upbringing, not very good situation with his mother, and a lot of the time we see that with people who become I don't know why I paused so long. People that end up doing a lot of awful acts or have personalities that are not personalities, but that it triggers something. There's usually always a basis behind it. Sometimes it's bizarre how it happens, but often there are cases of abuse behind abusers because of the cycle of abuse. When somebody is abused and they continue the abuse because that's what they know, or that's what they're used to. In no way is that good, but it's sad because it happens a lot. And I give so much credit to Elizabeth, because she didn't continue that. She tried to be a good mother to the children her own father fathered, in which case, I don't know, call them his children, his grandchildren. It's an awful situation, but she did her best to be a good mother. And I think that's amazing. But moving on back to Yousef Fritzl. Yousef began with becoming a peeping Tom. He would watch people through open windows when they were usually having sex or something of the like, and he would be a peeping Tom. And it got to a point later where he was with Rosemarie, the wife, and he raped a girl. I believe there was other times of assault, but this time he raped a girl and was convicted for it, and Rosemarie stayed with him. See this a lot where somebody has an abusive husband, spouse, whatever, father, they still stay. So that's the first red flag to me, because I don't think it's good to stay in that situation. I can't understand the fear, I can't understand all of that, but I wish she had gotten herself out of it before it got so bad. He was in jail, and I wish that she took that opportunity to get away, but she didn't. Maybe she was afraid, maybe she thought he would come after her. I don't know. I can't think of a justification for that beyond some of the psychological reasons behind staying with someone, and a lot of it is also the obsession with the person. Maybe you think that you'd never find anyone else. Maybe you think they're worth it, although I don't know how, because if they did that to someone they didn't know, they could probably do it to you. And as we know, or as I said in the previous videos, he did end up becoming abusive, carrying on the cycle of abuse to his children and his wife, Rosemarie. She claimed during the time that he was convicted for the rape that he was on a business trip, because he was a contractor, and he was doing contracting somewhere else for the time that he was in jail, or prison, jail, what's the difference? Anyways, and she stayed with him when he came back. What gets me is, okay, so Rosemarie, her situation baffles me, because how do you not know for 24 years that something's going on? I don't think someone's first assumption would necessarily be, hey, yeah, totally, my husband's abusing my daughter and trapped her in the basement for all this time. But you'd at least have to, there's no way there was never like a bump, a noise, something. Did it not seem weird that he never let anyone in the basement? I could understand if it was a case of, I don't want my children going down there because they're dangerous equipment, although he doesn't seem to care very much for his children based upon his actions. But why would the wife not be allowed? Why would there be such a, like the door was like set up with a lock on the outside that only he knew the passcode of? I can't imagine that she wouldn't have found that strange. I could imagine with some of those things she could have brushed those off and thought, okay, something's going on, but I'm turned a blind eye to it. But considering it was going on for so long, it's very hard for me to believe that she never suspected it, that she never found out, especially because 3 of the children that he fathered with Elizabeth, because he assaulted her and raped her continuously for 24 years. I believe it was estimated to have been, I think, 3,000 times, which is... Elizabeth is a survival beyond anything I've heard of yet. And... or at least one of the most amazing ones that I've heard of. And just these children would be popping up, and it would be curiously the same story, that Elizabeth couldn't take care of this child and he'd force Elizabeth to write these notes. But how do you not suspect after a while? How did the neighbors? Nobody else saw Elizabeth in the area. She went there 3 times. Nobody else saw her. It was just what the note said and what Yousef claimed. After he claimed that she ran off to be with a cult. Whatever. But in any case, I wonder what reason exactly there was that made her stay. I have a few theories, but I don't know which one it would be, and I don't think I'll ever know, because Rosemarie would be the only one that knows the truth about how her part was in all this. And a lot of people were angry with her. They blamed her for not helping and not getting her daughter out. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, and a lot of people believe that she did know, and they even suspect she was accomplice, but she was never convicted of anything. And also, if my voice is starting to go, it's because I recorded this video prior, like I said, so forgive that froggy noise. I say way too much. But continuing on with the story, please continue. Brain work. I'm just going to ignore the lighting being annoying, but I say but too much. Anyways, I'm going to stop criticizing myself and move on to criticizing Yousef and Rosemarie. If she knew. Okay, could you please just work with me? We're almost done. Okay, so my theories would be, A, she knew, turned a blind eye for whatever reason. I don't know if I said 1 or A, but if B or 2, depending on what I said. She was an accomplice. 3 would be she knew nothing about it, and that 3 or C. And that one I have the hardest time. I can't believe that, honestly. I can't, giving the benefit of the doubt. Okay, why is it going red? I'll give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she didn't know exactly what was going on, but I can't see how she didn't suspect something. Something must have been off. She had had children with this man. She had lived with him. She knew his habits. Maybe had he done this before and she was used to it? Had he helped her? I don't know. And these are all just theories. But going along with these theories, I want to discuss the psychology behind it, because was it that she was so obsessed with him that she thought he could do no wrong and this wasn't wrong because he did it and she thought that was okay? Was it that she helped him because she wanted to cater to his sick desires? In which case, if she was an accomplice, it's weird that she didn't partake in it, that we know of, or that has been said. And if she wasn't an accomplice but knew everything that was going on, why didn't she go and get help? There could be the reasons of, as we know, he was abusive, so maybe she could be scared. She could think that he was going to come after her. She could think that it was just going to get worse. Maybe that's an interesting thought. Could be maybe if she did something, it would just get worse, and she didn't think she could do anything about the way that it was now, but didn't want it to get any worse. In that case, being the best case scenario, if she did know, I'm just saying in terms of her mentality, which doesn't necessarily make sense and is definitely not right, but I can't think of any better thought process. But if she knew how horrible it was, and it wasn't the case of her thinking it would get worse, was it because she just loved him so much? No, that isn't what love is meant to be. Like, love is subjective, but I'm sorry, that's not it. Was it that she was okay with it? Was it that she wanted him to do that because it made him nicer to her? Or let it happen because it made things better between them? Although I don't believe there was any say that things got better, just that Elizabeth wasn't in the picture to the rest of the family. But I can't believe that after 24 years with someone living below you, there was nothing. At least she must have been suspicious. What lies did he come up with every time if she ever questioned it? He obviously was a good manipulator, but I'm sorry, you can't keep up and act like that for 24 years. Because 2 reasons. One is, it's hard for you to, it's already when you lie is one thing, when you're good at manipulating, it's another. But after so much time, how do you keep the story straight all the time? It's not like we found, at least to my knowledge, that he had notes of all his lies, but also coming up with it in the second, if she questioned it, how did he keep it up for so long? Because a general thing that happens, we see it with serial killers and and people of the like that commit such horrible crimes consecutively or continuously, or once even, but often the reason they get caught is because they get cocky. They think it's been so long, I'm not going to get caught, I haven't got caught before. So was there no time he slipped up? And even if he didn't slip up a single time, it's hard for me to believe that there was no idea in her head, like, that's kind of weird. I don't know. Let me know your theories in the comments below. Please do comment. I really love the comments, and I appreciate Snovishvat. Probably pronounced that even worse. Thank you so much for commenting, and I'd love to hear anybody else's theories or engage with you guys too. Like, thumbs up, whatever it is you do, and all that good shit, and subscribe if you like listening to my weird, currently strange voice, and like watching very mediocre videos. I try, okay? Just feel like if I even tried to edit, it would be just worse. So and this will be the last video most likely to do on this topic. Sorry if it seems dragged out. Maybe I'll record another video, but it seems like my voice is not going to allow that. But I might, just because give somebody something else to watch if they don't feel like listening more to me talking about this case, and also my rambling like I'm doing right now. So bye for now. Please let me do, okay, just bye, whatever.